Alright, Title 7, Natural Resource Environmental Control, Delaware Administrative Code 7500, Wetlands, Subaqueous Lands, 7503, Oil, Gas, Mineral Exploration Regulations adopted by the Water Air Resource Commission 27th September 1971, effective 1st November 1971. Warrant Authority, Delaware Water Air Resource Commission establishes the adoption of the following rules, regulations pursuant to the authority granted with the subsection 6001 Delaware Water Air Resource Act. 2. Statement of policy. It is declared to be policy of the state of Delaware that one to develop, utilize, control all oil, gas, over the mineral resources directed to make a maximum contribution, public benefit. And 2. State with the exercise of the sovereign power of the acting through the Water Air Resource Commission should control the development and use of the said source of the state with the effect of the effectuate the full utilization, conservation, protection of the same. 2. These rules, regulations are based upon best information presently available with the anticipated that they will be subject to review, revision periodically, additional information methods becoming available. The term shall and will be used herein intended to indicate mandatory requirement of the term rules, regular requirement, rule. They are used interchangeably any of the part of the rule, regulation, or application, any of the other part thereof is held the invalid, unconstitutional application such part of the other person's circumstance if the remainder of the rules, regulations shall be not affected thereby and shall be deemed valid effective. 2. 4. The failure of the state to enforce any of the rules, regulations shall not constitute the waiver of the state with any such rule, regulation. 3. Scope and applicability. Regulations shall herein and shall be adopted all projects as aspect of the herein therefore of with the exploration of gas, oil, other minerals occurring within the boundaries of the Delaware. 3.12 Exploration for the operation of gas storage reservoirs. 4.0 General definitions. Application. Any of the person filed with under the application of these rules is an applicant in the barrel of oil is 42 United States gallons at a temperature of 60 degrees Fahrenheit with a deduction of full recent with a basic sediment with the water, other impurities present in the air, certain with a potential figure of other recognized customer tests. A blowout, a sudden violent escape of the oil or gas from the drilling well with a highly formation of pressures encountered. Blowout preventer is a heavy casing headed control fitted with a special gauge for this which may be closed around all drill pipe with a completely closed with the top of the casing if the pipe is withdrawn. Bottom hole pressure of the pounds per square inch near the bottom of the oil gas well determined with the phase producing horizon with the being of the pressure recording of the instrument adopted recognized of the oil and gas industry. Casing pressure, the pressure built up between the casing of the tubing and casing with the tubing back and packed off the top of the wall. Casing heading gas. A gas vapor of the bowl of the gas vapor is indigenous to the oil stream of the produced such stratum with the oil. Christmas tree and assembly of valves fittings at the head of the casing of well to control the flow, also spoken as wellhead connections. Circulation, the passing of the approved flow fluid during the drill stem of the upsurface for the process of the rotary drilling cell setting, casing, cleaning, treatment, stimulation. Commission. Delaware Water Air Resource Commission or designated pursuant to Section 6440, state geologist may refer to the commission only to the commission and the governor. Condensate with the liquid produced with condensation vapor or gas either after it leaves reservoir while the still in the reservoir condensate they often call the distillated drips or white oil, etc. Conservation. Conserving, preserving, guarding, and protecting the oil gas resource for the state, obtaining with the maximum efficiency with the minimum waste for the production of oil and gas. Controlled deviation, controlled direct deviation, which means the intentional deviation of such for the form of the vertical predetermined compass direction. Controlled random deviation. Deviation shall mean with the intentional deviation over the well vertical without regard to the custom compass direction to one of the following reasons. To straighten a hole which has become crooked in the normal course of drilling. 2. Sidetrack a portion of the hole by mechanical difficulty in drilling. Cubic foot of gas. The amount of gaseous hydrocarbons contained with a cubic foot of space with a gas basic temperature of 60 degrees Fahrenheit, absolute pressure of 14.4 pounds per square inch plus 4 ounces per square inch. Temperature and pressure are referred to the base temperature and the pressure respectively. Day, a period of 24-hour consecutive of 7 a.m. to one day 7 a.m. of the following day. Dry gas. Natural gas obtained with a reservoir to produce the gas only or natural gas which does not contain the heavier fractions which may easily contain for the normal atmospheric conditions, not casing-headed gas. Exploration, geophysical, other surveys for the investigations, including seismic methods. Exploratory well. Any well drilled depth greater than existing freshwater strata for the purpose of securing geological other information which may be detained penetrating with the earth will drill bit by acquiring equipment and similar tools. field, the general area in which is underlain, appear to be underlain at least one pool of the field shall include the underground reservoir containing oil and gas, or both. The word field and pool mean the same thing when only one underground reservoir is involved. However, field, unlike pool, may relate to two or more pools. Alright, gas. Natural hydrocarbon gas, including the casing heading gas, of the higher fluid hydrocarbon is not with the defined as oil, with including condensate, with originally with a gaseous phase within the reservoir. Gas lifting of the liquids of the well, with the extraneous introduced gas and gas well of the well, producing the natural gas associated with the crude petroleum at the time of the production, and well complete with the gas cap of the associated reservoir. Illegal gas which has been produced by the state for any of the well except for the amount allowed by any rule, regulation, order by the commission, is distinguished from gas produced within the state of the well, not produced in excess of the amount so allowed, with which is legal gas. Any illegal oil which has been produced by the state, any wells in excess of the amount allowed, any of the rule, regulation, order of the commission, distinguished from the oil produced from the state of the well, not produced in excess of the amount as so allowed, with this legal oil. Inspector employed with the state duly authorized to act as in the capacity of the lease tank, or other receptacle in which the oil is produced either directly from the well through the gas separated with the gun barrel, other similar equipment. Maximum efficiency rate, commonly referred to the MER, with the highest daily rate with the production can be a sustained economically particular pool with a reasonable period without loss of the economical recoverable ultimate production of oil for such pool from such pool. Mineral, any natural or inorganic substance with finite chemical physical properties which is present in air, present in or at the bottom of the body of water anywhere in the earth's crust. Month and calendar year, the period interval time, 7 a.m. on the first day of any of the month of the calendar, and 7 a.m. on the first day of the next succeeding month of the calendar. Mud-laden fluid, mixture of the water and clay with the other material effectively sealed with the formation which is applied. Oil, crude petroleum oil, other fluid, liquid hydrocarbons, regardless of the gravity, which are produced as well. Liquid with the ordinary production method that does not include liquid hydrocarbons. The originally in the gaseous phase of the reservoir. Oil well which produced the crude petroleum oil, the term commonly used by the industry owner of the person search for the right to drill into the producer any oil to the appropriate production, either within himself, with another, and others. Person, individual, firm, partnership, company, business, trust, association, private corporation, municipal corporation, public and quasi-public or operation, county, city, county, district, political subdivision, department, other instrumentality of the government, receiver, tutor, curator, executor, demonstrator, fiduciary, trustee, guardian, representative of any kind. Pool, an underground reservoir containing appearing to contain its common accumulation of oil and gas or both. Pressure base, absolute pressure agreed upon the set of the base, converting the volume of the gas meter to the correct volume. Pressure maintenance, reintroduction into the early stage of the final development. Gas liquid produced for the oil and gas well maintained with the pressure of the reservoir. 2. Introduction of gas fluid for the same purpose as to be obtained with the outside source. Produce the owner-operated wells capable of producing oil and gas for both. Reasonable market demand, the amount with a reasonable need of the current consumption, together with a reasonable amount of the oil storage and working stocks. Recovered load of oil and oil liquid hydrocarbon used in operation in an oil or gas well and which has been recovered as a merchantable product. Seismic exploration, geophysical exploration method which involves use of the explosive of any other energy source separated with the apparatus separating oil, gas, water, etc. relative to efficiency as it is produced. Shot used the detonation period, powder, dynamite, nitroglycerin, and other explosives shut in surface pressure. The pressure nominated wellhead with the well is complete with the shut in and would not be confused with the bottom hole reservoir pressure. Source gas, sour gas, natural gas containing more than 1 1/2 of the grains of hydrosulfide per 100 cubic feet, or more than 30 grains total sulfur per 100 cubic feet of gas, in which the natural state is found by the commission to be unfit with a domestic industrial purpose. State, the state of Delaware, sweet gas, all natural gas except sour gas. Underground water, any supply of water which may be developed in any type of the well, springing with a benefit surface of the ground where the water flows there for the natural force of the withdrawal with a pumping other mechanical device for artificial process. Waste additional ordinary mean shall be physical waste if determined generally by the understood of the oil and gas industry. Waste shall include efficiency excess with improper due to the disposition. This dissipation of reservoir energy, locating space, drilling, equipment, operating, producing oil, any oil past wells in a manner with which result will tend to result reducing quantity of the oil gas ultimately to be recovered for any pool in the state. Efficient storing of oil, locating space, drilling, equipping, operating with or reducing any oil, gas, wells, mine, or causing tendency to cause the unnecessary excessive surface of the loss of the direction, destruction, oil, gas, water course, any lake, river, creek, cut, or other natural body of water or channel, wall log, a written record progressively describing the strat of water, oil, gas encountered in drilling, welling, such additional information, gas, well, pressure, rate, and fill up, and then water depth and casing, strata casing record, essentially usually recorded in the normal procedure of drilling. 5. Exploratory permits and leasing procedures. Alright. 5.1. General rules applying with the permits and leave the issue with the permits and leave is the subject of the feature of the rules regulation, which may be adopted with the commission when such the change with adaptation. Additions are proposed. All of the permit of the leasers shall be given with the due with the written notice of the no permit and lease for any of the proportions of thereof shall be signed within and without the prior written consent of the commission. The state reserves the right to permit with a reasonable non-conflicting use, including seismic surveys, excluding with the core drilling, hole drilling lands with the under lease, so long as such use is unreasonable, impair with the interfere with the operation of the lesser requirements if it is made with the permittee identified with the lesser of the against any of the damage caused by such use. No permit of the lease shall be granted with any of the person in the violation of any of the laws, regulations applicable to such operations. Portable pollution of the ocean and the waters covering submerged land with the beach of the underlying land underlying with the ocean out of the ground surface of water with any substantial impairment with the interference with the enjoyment of the use of included but not limited to the bathing, boating, fishing, fish, wildlife production, navigation shall be prohibited in permittee and laser, so exercise high degree with the carry of the provided no oil and tar with the residue product oil with the any refused to any of the kind any well works shall be permitted to be deposited on or pass into the waters of the ocean, any bay, inlet thereof, or any other water in the state, provided, however, that this section does not apply to the deposit or passing into such waters or water not containing any hydrocarbons or vegetable, animal matter, avoiding pollution means of the pollution arising from the acts of the mission of the leaser permitter for the officer of the employees of the agents, the events that could have been prevented with the lesser of the permittee of the officer of the employee of the agents through the exercise of a high degree of care. Methods acceptable to be into and improved by the commission must be either the containment and the release of any but all waste generated by the members of the working crew and therefrom the operations. The lesser and the permitter shall be responsible for any of the damage resulting from the avoidable pollution caused by the exploration shall immediately notify the commission such damage pollution moved immediately to correctly eliminate such damage pollution. All such actions shall be subject to the direction of the commission representative. That all permits and leases granted pursuant to the regulation shall be subject to the prior approval by the Department of Defense of the United States shall be subject to any restriction and limitation imposed by the Department of Defense. The commission may require that they act as a condition of the issue of any of the permit and leave the permit leasing to make available to the commission of the state geologist upon the request of all factual physical exploration result log records for upper 2,000 feet with the result of the operation under permit and leave the actual factual physical exploration result of the log and records which are required should not be open to an inspection by any other person agency without the written consent of the leaser and a permitter. So the commission may promulgate reasonable rules, regulations, or orders necessary to regulate the activities accounted for herein. 5.2. Permits for the exploratory survey. The commission, upon application of any of the person, may issue with the geological, geophysical, seismic survey, including the taking of the core of the other samples of any of the state-owned, private-owned, offshore lands. Such permits shall be non-exclusive and shall not give any preferential rights to any of the oil, gas, sulfur, or the other mineral lease of the in 5.2. The application for the permits conducted shall the work shall be filed within the triplicate form of the DGO1, add with at least 60 days with the prior duty to desire approval of the date with accompanied by with the application fee of $250. Having the receipt of the complete application, the commission shall publish legal notice for the same with a public hearing. The application will not require unless requested by the applicant called with the commission when the public interest. The objection is filled within 10 days of the following legal notice. The cost of the hearing shall be charged in advance to the applicant, and any overpayment returned to the same after the notification consultant with the state of the agency for the other parties having the interest in such matter. The commission shall include such conditions in the permits as if deemed necessary to protect the fish, game, wildlife, natural resource, private interest within the state. Of the permits are issued only for the exploratory surveys. 526. The Commission may prohibit exploratory surveys on any area that determines if the lease if applied should not be granted as to such area. 527. Shall require the permittee to provide a board of game and the fishing with the Commissioner of the Delaware Commission of the Shell and Fisheries with the information with respect to the underwater area of the area proposed the operation type of the exploratory schedule showing over the periods during with such exploratory were conducted, and such information should be retrieved with the confidential unless released by the permitter. Permits issued under this section shall not exceed 2 years and may be renewed by a like period upon application for the Commission. 5.2. There shall be no restriction on the maximum area of the public lands over the exploration seismic exploration involved with the use of the explosive explosives shall not be permitted unless they can be sustained with the satisfaction of the Commission that use of the explosive is an essential to the nature of the exploration. There will be no result in the damages driven by the explosive that are permitted. The exploration shall be carried out with the following manner: no shots except for the 50 pounds are to be used. No shots are discharged with the 500 feet any of the dock of the pier of the causeway of the other structure of the marked fishery with the dredge channel within 1 mile. Any past jetty mouth of the river fishing boat within 2 miles of any of the resort beach during the months of May through September. Shot point location map should be maintained with the permitter may be made available online and requested by the Commission. Permitters shall notify the Commission with at least 24 hours in advance for any of the shots in order for the Commission. If this over the desired may assign with the Commission representative of the exploratory party. The exploratory party shall furnish the Commission representative of the transportation if due with the offshore with the working area with the provide the meal for the sanitary living quarters for the above board exploratory ships when said ships are equipped to do so when it's necessary for representative to remain any of the substantial period. A fee of $1,500 per month will be charged to the pay of the expense for each of the Commission representative 1/2. This amount will be charged for any of the portion more or less than 15 days. For the full amount will be charged for the aim of the portion months of the exceeding 15 days, with the payments are to be made directly to the Commission. Representative have the right to stop at the particular shooting if it has the opinion violated the rules regulation contained herein, but does not have the authority to shut down the entire exploration work. If the operation continue, he will immediately contact the Commission, and the members of the exploration party will assist him to do this with all facilities at their disposal. No representative shall have the right to relieve the operative of the exploratory party with the obligations imposed with the rules 10 of the regulations. Exemption of the granted of the Commission only after the written application setting forth the reasons for exemption of the release designated with the particular area of the rules effective of the procedure to flow in lieu of the established rule. No more than 2 Commission representatives shall be assigned to each party with no more than 2 representatives, however, that may be present. Before any shot of the discharge offshore area of the exploratory party shall install the fish finder with a fathometer with the other fish location devices. Shooting patterns shall be done in such a way that to avoid excessive fish kill. The permit shall employ any of the method approved by the Commission to frighten and drive away all the fish. Marine life which may be in the area of the operation must be suspended in that area until the schools of the fish have been driven away. All explosives shall be distinctly and permanently marked for the identification by the permitter. The permittee may require the police of the nearby beach of the furnished crew with the barrier to dispose of the excess of the fish kill of these occur with the threaten to become the health hazard for the unlimited use of the beach. With all motor vessels of the ship used for the seismic exploration shall be clearly marked as to identify, shall fly with such warning signs as required with the Coast Guard with the regulation. Ship is engaged with the dangerous operation, explosive with the caps and with the primers will be handled stored in accordance with the regulations of the U.S. Coast Guard Service. Any undischarged suspended shot shall be detonated above the exploration party abandons of the working area. For such each exploratory well drilled within such minerals of prior written permit shall be the Commission is required that the application test well permits of the DGO2 should be subject to triplicate at least 7 days for the prior to anticipated drilling must be accompanied by a fee of $500 for each well with a written approval shall be valid for a period of 6 months for the day of the issuing. If the well is not started during the period of 2 successful 12 renewals of 3 months of the duration, each may be granted at least a cost of $150 each. If after 2 new renewal powers the well has not been started, a renewal permit must be obtained. The cost of $500 for each drilling permit. There must be an altered amendment of the change after the initial issuance. The additional fee of the $200 shall be required with a public hearing. Required additional costs shall be paid to the applicant. If permitter shall drill with a hole, said hole with a hole shall be drilled within such a manner shall be interfere with the little as possible with the fishing industry with the construct within such a manner that is compliant with the regulation concerning with the drilling and safety casing, abandoning, plugging well with the all operation connection, whether there will be carried in and out of the manner will not create pollution in any of the surface of the underground water due to the escape of the relief, the injection of oil, gas, salt water, other mineralized waters for any well with the upon abandonment, any of the whole all rigging material shall be removed and from the bottom restored from the form former condition nearly as possible. Permittee shall have within at all times a copy of the permit granted to display on all the boat structure readable permit number issued by the Commission. The person directing the field of operations shall submit with a monthly report summary of the exploration activity, provide with a detailed inventory with all the explosives loaded, used, and returned with the exploration conducted under each permit. Within 30 days of the expiration date with the permittee shall file the report with the Commission designating all the date of the permit operations necessary for the incident of the exploration work conducted in the area of the period covered by the permit. The Commission may require any of the data deemed necessary to assist with the correcting of the water pollution problem. Leasing procedure. Before any of the person shall remove any oil of the gas, sale of the mineral for the public land with the state of the Delaware DGO3 form state any of the oil and the gas underground reservoirs within the state of the Delaware form DGO4. Said person still submit with the application triplicate with the Commission requesting such land with be leased and such actions to be approved. The application shall be submitted with the lease within 90 days prior to the anticipated final authorization. Shall be accompanied with a certified check with $2,000 for any additional necessary expenses shall be paid for the application prior to the issuance of the lease. Before offering lands for leasing, whenever any other person filed with the application for the Commission shall hold the public hearing with the provided in this section. The cost of such for the hearing shall be assessed. Successful bidder of the lands put to the tip of the lease. Before granting a lease for the inviting bids, the Commission shall cause written notice of describing the area of the under consideration or other pertinent information to be transmitted to the Department of Highway Transportation, State Planning Office, the Department of Natural Resource Environmental Control, Department of Health and Social Service, the State Geologist, the applicant, the prospective of the application, bidders by publication thereto and two or more publications, general circulation, pertinent industry, publication there once a week with not less than 2 weeks on the newspaper, the general circulation through the shape of it. In addition, any of the newspaper general circulation in the county in which the lands lie, or the county or counties contiguous to the area under the consideration for the bidding of the notice of the shall set with a place for the hearing shall set a time not less than 20 days following the date of the latest newspaper publication. Commission may appoint one of the officers and employee to conduct the hearings, and an officer of the employee with shall be each of the interested state agency board with the Commission named in Section 303 of the regulation may request any witness appearing on the behalf of the Commission of the applicant when the interested person may offer the evidence otherwise be heard. After the public hearing with the Commission shall determine whether the invitation over the bidding of the lease of the area with the under consideration would be public interest, and so for the determination of the Commission is considered whether the lease or the lease or leases are in the area under the consideration would be detrimental to the health, safety, and welfare of the person residing, owning of the real property, or the working in the neighborhood of such area, with the interfere with the residential recreational area with the extent with the would render such area with the recreational residential use of the unfit with the park purpose of the destroy, impair, interfere with the aesthetic or scenic views of the values of the Delaware coast, other affected areas, create any air, water, or other pollution, substantial endanger marine life or wildlife, substantially interfere with the commons or navigation, protect state land or danger oil and gas, other minerals and objectionable substances. The Commission may offer the lease of the state land, including the time of the submerged land, with the publication of the notice of the intent of the sale of the pursuant of the provision subsection Section 3.3 of this regulation, nor shall describe the lands to be so afforded, so specify the minimum rate of the royalty, rental manner of the bids in which must be filed with the Commission, amount of the deposit, the required with the bid, for the time of the placing of the filing of the bid, which time shall not be less than 30 days after the day of the last publication of such note. Further, the note shall state whether the lease will be awarded to the bidder with the offering of the highest cash bonus for the form of the lease, with the condition of the abiding and the bidded forms to be obtained with the Commission upon the request that the lease is subject to the approval of the United States Defense Department. 537, the bids may be in whole for the particular with the described proportion of land advertised for the bid for the each of the track for the show and code. The shield of the envelope shall be on the form of the provider for the commissioner shall be accompanied with a duplicate lease from the execute by the bidder with a quality certified cashier's checks payable to the state with the Delaware and the amount fixed for the Commission, which some of the shall be deposited for the evidence in good faith for the except the case of the such bidders, then shall be returned with the deprived bid promptly. Successful bidders fails to pay balance for the cash bonus for the bid for the annual rental over the first year within 15 days of the award over the lease, fails to post any of the bond required for the lease of the regulation in effect for the date of all the invitation of the bids within the time prescribed for the amount over the deposit shall be fortified to the state. At the time place specified by the notice of the commission shall publicly open the seal of the bids shall within 30 days of the rejected all of the bids and will over the release of each of the parcel of the suitable bidder who, in addition complying with all of the conditions of the bidding of the offers of the highest cash bond for the commission may reject any and all of the bids. Following the award of the lease of the payments of the successful bidding for the balance of the cash bond for the annual rental for the first year of the fees for the specified of the inspection of the posting of any of the required bond of the commission when the governor shall execute the lease and duplicate on the behalf of the state with the transmit one on the counterpart thereof two with the lease of the lease shall become effective as of the date of such execution. Lease and shall grant the executive exclusive right to remove the oil and gas and sulfur the other mineral deposit of the lease land with the primary term of the 10 years, and for so long thereafter the oil and gas, sulfur with the other minerals produced with the paying quantity from the lease land with the leaser is diligently conducting, producing, deepening, and repairing the redrilling and or other necessary lease or well maintenance for operations on the lease land over the executive conducting such operation under the terms of the lease. The state shall have the lien upon all production of the unpaid royalties. In event of the production of the leasehold shall cease at any time from the time to time after the expiration of the primary term to leave the lease shall nevertheless continue in the full force effect of the lease over the child within 6 months after the cessation of the production or within such a longer period of the time when the commission may authorize commencement thereafter for the prosecutor with the reasonable diligence, the drilling, the deepening, repairing, redrilling, other operation, the restoration, production of oil, gas, sulfur, or other minerals. Subject to the leaser of the right to surrender of the leaser shall commence with the operation for the drilling of the well within 5 years of the date of the lease for the commence for the production within 3 years of the discovery of the oil and gas, sulfur, the other minerals in paying quantity within life of the commission shall have the cause for the granted extension for the time for such act. In addition, the lease shall have the such for the exploratory drilling and producing requirements as the commission deems necessary to encourage the exercise of the due diligence on the part of the leaser. In leasing tie of the submerged lands of the commission may not discriminate between the bidders and the required drilling from upland and littoral drill sites on the filled land with their continuous, non-continuous littoral lands of the uplands, any pier, platform, and with the other fixed loading structure, and over tie of submerged lands with respect to this state, any other owned thereof that has consented to use. Alright, in addition, with the copy of the processing all of the documents of the relating to the release of the lands of these successful bidders shall also pay for the public hearing held pursuant to section 3 of the regulation. 3. The minimum royalty would be stipulated within any lease shall be the 12 of 1/2 of the percent of the gross production value thereof of the oil and gas produced with the shade from the lease land with not used by leaser for the operation. Such royalty shall be the commission's option to be paid with the kind value to be computed after the allowance by the actual cost of the oil, the treatment, the dehydration of not more than 5 cents per value of the barrel of the royalty oil shall be treated with the dehydrated. $1 per along with a ton of sulfur produced and saved. 10 cents per ton of the potash produced and potash produced and saved. 12 and then 1/2 of the percent over the value of their other minerals produced and saved. The minimum rental payment payable to annual advance for the 25 cents per acre for the lease land after the production has established. Rent shall be deducted for the aim of the royalty due under the terms of the lease during the year of which such rent has been paid. Maximum area shall be included with any sign of the lease. The aim of the person shall be 6 square mile of 3,846 acre and 3,840 acres. Sufficient binding and insurance of the requirements of the determined by the commission shall be specified the security of the tree with the form of the faithful compliant with the leaser and with the term of the lease further to describe the adjacent landowner of the public generally with all of the proper claim of the damage for the rising for the operation thereof upon and partial with the total termination surrender of the forfeiture of the lease. The commission may require that the lease of the with the responsible time restore the visible portion of the premise of the substantial of the original condition. Leasers show that the time proceed with the due diligence to protect the lease from the drainage by wells, parent lands not owned by the state. If the leaser of the disco of the information submitted with his bid for the purpose of the drilled one and with the more well fulfilled lands, whether continuous and non-continuous littoral lands, uplands from any of the pier of the platforms over them fixed with the floating structures to be constructed for such the purpose if the permission from any of the federal state agencies legally required in order to construct any such filled lands or structures that any leaser shall be allowed with a reasonable time for the following of the execution of the lease and within which to give the necessary permission for the federal state agencies as shall be legally required for the upon the securing of such permission further reasonable time determined regarding the nature of the filled land structure of the structure to be constructed within which for the commence of the operation of the drilling such well of the wells if necessary with the drilling term provided in section 314 of this title shall be extended by the commission of the date with which the time commence operation for the drilling such wells and wells have been extended. Alright, the leaser may at any time file with the Commission written surrender all of the rights under the lease of any of the portion thereof of any of the separate district zone with the geological horizon, any of the portion thereof of the top of the surrender shall effectively as date of the filing, subject to the continuing obligation of the leaser to pay all of the rental of the royalty thereto for the occurred, to place all of the wells on the lands of the value of zones and horizons surrendered in the condition for the suspension and abandonment in accordance with the applicable lease terms, regulations, and laws. Thereupon the leaser shall be released from all obligations under such lease with respect to the land zone with the horizon surrendered, but not such surrender shall be released such of the relief of the liability of the breach of the monetary obligation over the lease with respect to such the leave of the day following at the time of the filling of the surrender. The Commission shall reserve the may exercise the authority to cancel any of the lease upon the oil and gas, sulfur, the other minerals that have not been discovered, the paying quantity of the use upon pay with the lease of the 30 day of the written over the domain of the performance exercise of the due diligence of the care of the prosecution, prospecting of the development working in accordance with the terms of the lease after to discover the oil and gas, sulfur, the other minerals and paying quantity of the land and subject to any of the lease, such lease that may be forfeited canceled by only an appropriate judicial proceeding upon the failure of the lease of their to the 90 day of the written notice of the demanded. The Commission shall reserve the may exercise the authority to cancel the lease upon with the oil, the gas, sulfur, the other mineral of the day have not been discovered in paying quantities of the final failure to leave the any of the 30 days of the written over the domain of the performance action of the due diligence, care, prosecution, prospection for the development of the work in accordance with the term of the lease after the discovery of the oil and the gas, sulfur, the other mineral paying quantity within land subject to any of the lease. Such leaseable may be forfeited within canceled only in appropriate judicial proceeding. Upon failure of the lease after the 90 days written notice of demand with the performance of the comply with any of the provision of the lease and law of the regulation applicable thereto and enforced over the at the date of the invitation of the bids and pursuant which the lease was awarded, provided however that in the event that any of the stuff of the cancellation of the leaser shall have the right to retain under the stuff of the lease and such lease any of the drilling producing wells after the default exists together with a parasol of the landing surrounding each of the such wells such right of the way through the lease land with the payment be reasonable and necessary that enables the leaser to drill and operate such pertain wells in the event of the cancellation any of the lease of the leaser shall have a reasonable time within the removable of the property of the equipment and facility owned and used by the leaser in connection with the operation of the lease. It shall be continuing conditions such as the lease of the leaser shall conform to all of the applicable law of the state with the duly unpromulgated rule of the regulation pursuant hereto effective the date of the invitation bid with the pursuant of the lease or the awarded periodic mutual negotiations between the leaser and the lessor must be carried out, making conditions, rules, regulations current as warranted with the change of the environment and operational methods. All lease for the other instruments for the required of the carry of the regulation should be executed with the Commission and the Governor. All bonds and contracts for the other instruments required with the regulation for the protection of the interest of the state with the political subdivision, personal property for the area shall be executed and delivered to the Commission. The proceeds for the lease under the regulation include the rents and royalties after the payment of the necessary expense will incur with the Commission for the carrying out of the regulation should be turned over the state with the treasuries deposited by him in the general fund of the state. Under the lease entered into the Commission pursuant with the regulation of the fill of the constitute of the filling of lands may be retained with the plate for the protection of the bulkhead, seawall, for the abutments for the cylinder enclosures may be placed at the location approved by the Commission with the consultation of the interested agencies, board, or commissions. Any interest lands with lands over the fee simply acquired with the Commission by purchase of the donation, leave of the condemnation, that otherwise may be made available to any leases or out of the state with the purpose to contain with the regulation under upon such term of the condition that may be determined by the Commission. Or the lease procedure of the royalties specified herein pertain with the activity of the state-owned lands. The application for the such activity of the private lands will be subject to the Commission review for the purpose of issuing the permit to conduct the state operation. No rental of the royalties shall be paid for the state with the operations of the private lands if they can be sustained with by application that no public rights are affected. 6. Operating rules for oil and gas drilling. We're going to cut the tape there.